Hello, everyone. We are here to get motivated today. So let's go ahead and do our countdown and we'll go ahead and get started. Hi, everybody. I hope you guys are doing well. Did you miss me? I miss you guys too. I love doing live videos. And at any time, if you want to jump on live, I would love to talk to you because I get tired of just talking to myself. But, anyways, you're not here for that. We are here to get ourselves motivated. So, welcome. Let's start about it. Okay. So, I read this book a long time ago. It was called, let me pull it up, The Slight Edge by Joel Olson. And it was a really great book because what it talked about was it's not just the big events that change our lives, it's the things that we do every single day, right? It's the little things that you do. So you have to start to develop habits every day that'll help you stay motivated because motivation is kind of like a bath. You need one every day. You have to get motivated every day. So I listed out a couple of things that we can do to help us stay motivated. So, number one, what are you listening to? This is really important. Like, what are you listening to? What are you watching? I remember when I first started doing personal development, the first thing I had to do was stop watching TV. And that was really hard, but it was good, especially the news. Like, I had to totally get rid of the news because watching it gave me so much anxiety. It made me so just anxious about the world. And there were so many things that I couldn't even control. So I was like, you know what? I just got to X this out. And it was the best thing that I could ever do. So the first thing I would tell you to do is take a 30-day break from whatever it is that you're kind of like addicted to. So whether it's social media, whether it's television like me, or movies, or whatever your thing is, take a break so that you can have some time to really think about what you're putting into your ears. A lot of times we don't really think about our eye gates and our ear gates as being things that are programming us, but they are. So if you really think about it, like back when you were young, your parents programmed you, right? Because you didn't have the faculties to decide, yes, I think this is a good idea, or no, I didn't. And then as you get older, we're programming ourselves, although we're not very aware of it, right? We don't think about the fact that whatever we're watching is getting into us, or whatever we're listening to is getting into us. We think, oh, it's just hot girl summer. It's just love this kind of music. And then all of a sudden you're taking your clothes off online. It's that quick. I'm telling you, it's that quick. Why? Because it's the things that you do every single day that are changing your life, not just these one big grand events that are going to change everything. It's daily choices that you're making. So let me give you another really great example that they did in the book. So let's imagine that today you said, I'm going to drink water. Or you said, you know what, I'm going to drink a soda. So you have two people, they start off at the same. One's drinking water, one's drinking soda. So what happens? The first couple of weeks, you're not going to see much of a difference, right? The water person, they might be feeling a little bit better, but you might not be able to measure it. The soda person, they might be feeling a little bit worse, but you're not going to be able to measure it. But imagine if you do that for a whole year. These two people who were going on this path slowly start to diverge. And that's where we start to see the biggest difference. Because what happens is that person who is drinking water also gets the benefit of drinking water, but they also don't have the punishment of those extra calories. Whereas this person didn't even get the benefit of drinking the water, but they do get the punishment of the calories. So you can see it's the daily things that we're doing. So maybe you think that what you're watching on TV is not really affecting you. It's not really that big of a deal. It really could be because it's building up day after day after day after day. What's the next thing we can do? Reading. It's really good to just pick up a personal development book and just read a little bit every day. I'll give you a great tip. You can read on the toilet. That's a really great idea. Is like put a book inside the bathroom. Every time you're in there, just read a couple of pages. You'll be amazed how your life will change just by reading a little bit every single day. A lot of times we think we have to finish the whole book. I don't even know if I finished that whole book with Joel Olson. Once I got the idea, I was like, oh, this totally makes sense. I went in there and I started implementing. So that's what you can do. You can start to read a book, get what you need to get out of it, and then immediately start implementing. And these are just the things that we can do day to day to day to help us feel more motivated. Journaling. So this one I haven't done. I mean, I've kind of done it, but not really. But journaling is a really, really great one. I want to do it. Or scripting, where so journaling is like kind of like writing down what happened out of the day, just purging, getting it all out of your system so that it can be down and you can see what your thoughts are. Scripting is kind of like developing the life that you want to have. So maybe you live whatever life that you live right now, and you're like, you know what, but I want a different life where I do these things or I go these places. Well, when you're doing scripting, you're going to write out just like you would actually have been there and gone there. What does it smell like? What does it taste like? What does it feel like to be there? And adding all of these sensory things helps to activate that reticular activating system so that hopefully one day you can start to go on that journey, or you can do the journaling where you're just kind of getting everything out, getting your thoughts out on paper, and then saying, is that what I really believe? And maybe going back and rewriting it. Again, I haven't really done too much journaling, but I know that journaling is really, really, really powerful. And it's good for us to get our thoughts out because sometimes it's hard to articulate what you want to say. Our mind is thinking faster than our mouth. But when you're writing it down, it gives you that opportunity to get back and to reflect and, just to have a safe space to get your information out. Because sometimes we're so bottled up with things that journaling can just be a nice release. What's another one? Affirmations. Affirmations are really important. What are affirmations? Affirmations are things that you say to yourself. And a lot of times we're doing affirmations even when we don't think about it. Sometimes you're just saying negative things about yourself. Those become affirmations, just like the positive things become affirmations. And it's these things that you do every single day, these little things that just start to build up over time. So let's imagine that someone says, you know what? I am smart. I am capable. I can do this. That's their affirmations. Versus someone says, I am dumb. I am stupid. I'm not capable of doing this. What do you think is going to happen after a year of saying these things to them? Oh, guys, did you know this? I saw this really cool video where they had people who would go and talk to plants, and they had two plants, and one they would go and talk to the plant and say positive things, and then the other one they would go and talk to the plant and say negative things. Do you know that after about 30 days, the plant that they said positive things to was flourishing, it was growing, it was green, it was just luscious, and the one that they were talking negative to died? These are plants. Can you imagine what's happening to you if you're not saying the right things to yourself? So affirmations are kind of like a form of self-talk. We're always talking to ourselves. At least I'm always talking to myself. And you have to look at, what are you saying to yourself every single day? What is the voice that's going on in your head? And if you find out that it's super negative, maybe you should start doing some affirmations so you can reprogram the subconscious mind to start thinking about more positive things. Remember, and you don't have to do it all the time. You don't have to do it all day long. It's just one of those little things. Maybe you just take 5 or 10 minutes to just say a couple of different affirmations. It will absolutely change your life, because what is it doing? It's programming the subconscious mind, and that's where your behavior is controlled. A lot of people don't know this. A lot of people think you can think yourself into behavior. It doesn't work that way. Your subconscious mind is really what controls your behavior. Well, what programs the subconscious mind? The things that you're watching, the things that you're listening to, the things that you're speaking, all of those things are programming the subconscious mind. So all of these things that we're talking about, listening to positive things, reading positive things, I'm looking at my notes, journaling positive things, or doing your affirmations, all of these things help to get you and your subconscious mind all in alignment with your goals. And then the last thing that we want to talk about is meditation. So I think meditation is really, really important because sometimes you need to, and this is how I think of meditation, right? Sometimes you need to just stop and see what you're thinking about. That's really what meditation was for me. Like, I didn't do anything special. It was just, what are the thoughts that are coming into my mind? And be the observer of the thought and not the thinker of the thought. Because sometimes a thought will come into us and then all of a sudden we'll immediately catch on, and then it'll start to attract more thoughts and more thoughts. And now you're off on a tangent. Maybe that's not even what you wanted to think about. Because where are these thoughts coming from? How do we even catch these thoughts? These thoughts are coming through all the atmosphere. You might have passed someone who was on a vibration and you just picked it up. You might have heard something in passing and you picked it up. All sorts of different thoughts are coming to you. So when you do your meditation, it gives you an opportunity to look at the thought, let the thought go. Why? Because you're just sitting there not thinking. So when a thought comes, you weren't thinking of that thought, it just came. So how do you become the observer of the thought and then kind of let that thought pass? And that will allow you so that you don't go off on a tangent, so that when thoughts come, you know that you can kind of control that. Because did you know that, I think it's like, after 68 seconds of thinking of something, you start to attract more things like it. And so you just either go in an upward spiral or you go in a downward spiral. And that's really what we're doing with motivation, is we want to get on that upward trajectory. We want to be listening to positive things, reading positive things, speaking positive things, writing positive things, all of the tactile functions that we have. We want that to all be going positive. Why? Because we want to go up the spiral. We don't want to go down. Can you imagine? Have you ever had a day where you talked to someone and they were just having a terrible day? And then their terrible day, and then you started talking to somebody else and they were having a terrible day, and then all of a sudden you were having a perfectly fine day, but you entertained this one conversation with someone having a terrible day, which then attracted somebody else having a terrible day, and another person and another person, and now that's the energy that you're around. We attract who we are. And I know sometimes we don't like that, because then it really says, like, who am I? Because sometimes you'll have people around you and you're thinking, how could I have possibly attracted this type of person into my life? Maybe that's who you are. And that's okay, because if you're doing your meditations, you can see what thoughts you're thinking. If you're listening to positive things, you can reprogram your mind. If you're reading things, you can read things about maybe what your condition is or whatever it is that you want to be. And then when you're journaling, you can write out who you want to be. So these are all the steps that we can take so that we can constantly have more motivation in our life, more positivity in your life. Because there might be a Nikisha Bond who will come and tell you, like, hey, watch your thoughts. You're going to have to be in control of your own thoughts. You're going to have to manage that yourself. Because as you become an adult, one of the things that's really unfortunate about becoming an adult is that there are some things that are not your fault, but they're your problem. Ew, right? You can't change who your parents are and what they taught you, but now it's your problem. You got to deal with it. So these are a couple of strategies that I think would be great for you guys to help you guys use things. And I want to do this whether there's one person here or no people here. I wanted to do this not even just for you, but for myself, just to feel good. Because like I said, motivation is a bath. You got to do it every day. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Please share this with a friend if you thought that it was helpful, and drop a comment. Tell me what it is that you like. Tell me what are the things that you do to stay motivated every day. I'd love to hear it. Thanks so much, everybody. Have a great day.